There's a moment in every person's life when they sit back and wonder, what is life really? Is it happiness? Is it sadness? Is it struggle? Or is it victory? The truth is, life is not one or the other. It is all of it. It's a blend of both happiness and sorrow, sometimes so intricately woven together that you can't tell one from the other. Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest thinkers on human potential, taught us that success is not about avoiding pain. It's about learning how to deal with it. He said, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. This is the philosophy we need when life feels too hard, when nothing makes sense, and when joy seems out of reach. Let's begin this journey of understanding life, the real life, through Napoleon Hill's timeless principles. From the day we are born, we are thrown into a world of contrast. We feel hunger, but we are fed. We feel fear, but we are comforted. And then we grow. The comfort begins to fade. Challenges increase, and the balance between joy and pain becomes more noticeable. But Hill reminds us, it's all part of the design. Life was never meant to be one emotion. What matters is how we respond to what life gives us. Do we give up when we're in pain, or do we search for meaning, growth, and strength within that pain? Think about the last time you experienced deep sorrow. Maybe it was a loss, a heartbreak, a failure, or just the exhaustion of fighting for too long. Did it destroy you, or did it show you a side of yourself you didn't know existed? Napoleon Hill believed that our greatest transformation happens not during moments of joy, but during hardship, because hardship forces us to think. It forces us to dig deeper. It demands us to find strength that was lying dormant within us. Most people run from pain, but Hill says that's where your future is hidden, behind your deepest struggle. Take the principle of definiteness of purpose. When life is full of sorrow, you need a purpose so strong, so powerful, that it gives your suffering meaning. That's the first lesson. Pain without purpose becomes poison, but pain with purpose becomes fuel. When you know why you are doing what you're doing, why you're getting up each day despite the tears, life starts to shift. You stop seeing problems as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. Another key principle is faith. Now, Hill didn't mean religious faith alone. He meant the belief that no matter how dark things are today, something better is possible tomorrow. Faith is what carries you when the facts don't support your dream. You may be broke, alone, broken, but faith tells you this is not the end. Your mind must lead, not your emotions. And that's where Napoleon Hill's biggest lesson comes in. You become what you think about. If you think only about your pain, your sorrow will multiply. If you think about growth, even in pain, your reality will eventually shift. You can't choose everything that happens in your life, but you can always choose your dominant thoughts. Autosuggestion, another powerful tool Hill taught. It's the daily practice of reprogramming your mind with better thoughts. If every morning you wake up and remind yourself, my pain is not permanent, my sorrow is shaping me, my time will come, then even if your heart is heavy, your spirit will stay strong. Most people let life shape their minds, but the truly powerful people, they shape their minds and then let their minds shape their life. Let's go deeper into sorrow. Many people think that if they're sad, they're broken. But Hill would say, no, sorrow is a signal. It's telling you something needs to change. Maybe it's your mindset. Maybe it's your habits. Maybe it's your goals. Or maybe it's the way you see yourself. Whatever it is, sorrow is not the enemy, it's the messenger. Pain is not your punishment, it's your teacher, but only if you choose to learn. Now let's talk about persistence. This is the quality that turns ordinary people into legends. Hill wrote, persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel, and it's never tested more than when you're living through sorrow. When your heart is broken and your dreams are on life support, can you still show up? Can you still fight? Can you still hope? That's when life is watching. Because life doesn't reward you for starting strong. It rewards you for staying strong, especially when no one sees it. Let's reflect on failure. Hill was clear. Failure is not defeat unless you accept it. Life might knock you down again and again, and sorrow may visit more than once. But if you keep getting back up, stronger, wiser, more determined, you are already winning. Because the person you are becoming is more important than any result. The outcome is temporary, but the courage, the faith, the wisdom, that becomes permanent. That becomes you. One of the most beautiful truths in Hill's philosophy is that we are not victims. We are creators. Even when life seems unfair, even when we are in the darkest places, we still have the power of thought, of intention, of action. You can be in pain and still be powerful. You can feel sorrow and still be strong. You can walk through failure and still create a future worth living. This is not false hope. This is universal law. You become what you think about. So think wisely, even in your pain. Let's revisit the idea of adversity's hidden gifts. Hill believed that sorrow often brings us closer to our real self. When everything is going well, we rarely reflect. But when we are hurt, betrayed, disappointed, we go within. And that's where we find our truth. Sorrow removes the noise. It breaks the ego. It silences distractions. And it introduces us to the deeper parts of our soul. Without sorrow, most people would never discover who they really are. Now imagine this. A version of you exists in the future, and someone full of joy, wisdom, and inner peace. But that version can't exist unless you go through the current struggle. Sorrow is the training ground. It's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your becoming. If you run from it, you'll stay stuck. But if you embrace it, face it, learn from it, you will rise. Not in spite of the pain, but because of it. Napoleon Hill didn't just teach us how to succeed, he taught us how to transform pain into power, how to use sorrow as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. He taught us that life isn't about avoiding darkness, but about becoming the light within it. And he reminded us again and again, no matter how hard life gets, you are never finished. Your story isn't over. You can always rebuild. You can always redirect. You can always rise. Because in the end, life is not about what happens to you, but what you do with what happens. If you're walking through sorrow today, this message is for you. You're not broken. You're becoming. You're not lost. You're learning. You're not weak. You're being shaped into something stronger than you've ever been. The pain won't last forever, but the person you become, that legacy will. So hold on. Grow through what you go through. And keep thinking powerful thoughts, because you always become what you think about, and you are destined for greatness. Even if today feels heavy, keep walking. The light is already on its way.